everyone, welcome along to today, day 5,452 million of lockdown. Like some people are going, it's lockdown 2.0, lockdown 3.0. I think it's actually the third UK lockdown, but for some reason it just feels like the second one here. I don't know if like we missed one or if they just all sort of overlapped into like a lockdown sandwich. But anyway, here we are. Lovely to have you along. Hi there. Hi Terry and Melody and Nancy. Just making sure all my little videos are working. Hold on. Evie currently is meant to be on a Zoom birthday party on a different laptop, obviously. And I just don't know if she's managed to get online. I'm hoping it's all worked. Zoom birthday parties. Who'd have thought it, eh? We've had drive-by birthdays where you sort of just drive by somebody's house, happy birthday, waving, music on, chuck a present out or leave it on the wall, like drive away. Then we had all the garden, like outdoor parties. Then we had like birthday parties in the woods. Did you have that? Like you were like, yay, let's go and like have like a campfire and do fairy stuff. They were nice. In the warmer weather, now freezing. I think in New York we're having a huge blizzard. We've got snow here today as well. And today is our first Zoom birthday party. So Evie's very excited. Don't know how it's gonna go. We'll see. We'll soon see. Right, hello, welcome along. Come on in everyone, nice to see you here. We're gonna do some colouring today. So, bit of a change to my schedule from last week. The Worlds of Wonder photo shoot for the photo shoot for the new book. So you know when you're like, I share nice pictures of the new book on social media and stuff, it's happening sooner than I had anticipated, which is a good thing, but it does mean that I have to bash on and colour in some of the pages to be photographed. So it's all hands on deck now and just colour. So we're going to do some colouring probably every day this week. Some extra bits and pieces. I'm going to do some Arteza colouring pencils today. I'll show you them in a second, but I've got these ones that come in like a little tube. There's like a lid that goes on there. It's somewhere else, and they're sort of triangular. They're a wee bit like my beloved Staedtler Triplus, Staedtler Ergo Soft. I was thinking Triplus there because I was thinking triangle, 3 sides. That must be a Triplus. No, it's an Ergo Soft. But it's not even one of them, it's an Arteza, but it's the same idea, sort of a triangular barrel. So nice to hold. Anyway, let's colour them. Let me sort out my wee necklace. Like my necklaces, my friend Jane has a company called We Are Paper People. It's like jewellery for mums, and I love them. Hi Jane, if you're watching. I bought these myself, by the way, before everyone's like, well, just get sent free stuff. No, I bought them. They're lovely, aren't they? Really like it. Oh, is it? Wait a minute. That always happens, doesn't it? Let me shiggle this bit round. Right, enough of that. Let's actually do some colouring. I'm going to flip the camera and we can get going. Good luck, everybody. This is always like a scary moment. I'm never sure if I should flip it and then turn the camera or turn the camera and then flip it. Do you know what I mean? We'll do this. That wasn't too bad. Right, let me show you. Oh no, I've moved this tripod. This is the book. Let me try and... Right, I'm going to try and do a comment and pin it. Please don't comment just for a second because this is like incredibly taxing for me. Hold on. Oh no, it just never works. Pin. There we go. Thank you. All right, comment again now. Oh, so professional. So that's the new book, and we are going to colour this page. I'd sort of made a start earlier. Let me just check. We've got all our... Yeah, lovely. Just checking we're all working here. Right. So we're going to colour a bit of this page here. I really like this double page spread. So look, it's like this. It's like a horse and chariot, except it's a goldfish with a little fairy village in a bottle. I think I must have been like really spaced out that day. True, that's a bit wacky now that I think about it. But I also liked that it had this little floral border, which is what I've started working on. And much the same as with a butterfly, I would say if you're doing something that's like a sort of repeat border, a pattern like this, do all the bits in the same colour in a oneer. So like do all the wee pink petals that are shaped like this, then do all those leaves, just so that you've got the same colours and you're not scrambling to find them again. I haven't done this side purely because I'm not going to colour that side. I'm only going to colour one portion of it for the photo shoot. So I'm never going to do this side. Well, I'm not never, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I'll do a wee bit more of this little border up here. And then I'm going to tackle a bit of the fish. I was going to do some blending as well, to follow on from our wee blending video last week, which people loved. I was like, this is super geeky, people are going to be so bored, but you liked it. Also, my Caran d'Ache blender has arrived. Look what's happened. It's not what I anticipated. Oh, now is that really fuzzy? On my laptop, that's really blurry, but I think it's just... I think it must be a bandwidth issue. If the stream looks bloody for you, I would sit tight and hope it gets better, or just watch it on the replay if it's too bloody to make much out. Make much out? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. So these are the Arteza triangular barrel pencils. You get them in a tube of 48. Look at that. Now these ones have come from Amazon, and I've noticed there's little white flecks on the leads. I think it's a bit like, you know, when they've just been exposed to air too long. So I've sharpened, the ones that I've sharpened down don't have that all the way through. I think it's a bit like, you know, when you get chocolate and you it gets a bit of a bloom on it because it's been exposed to the cold. I think it's probably that. It is absolutely freezing here today, and they were out in my car. And because they're wax pencils, I did wonder if that had affected them. So in terms of how these sit amongst our other waxy friends, I would say these are not as soft and buttery as a Prismacolor. So if you like a Prismacolor, these are a wee bit harder, which I like because for me, I do like the Prismacolors, but they are just a bit too smushy for me. I like something that I can sharpen to a bit more of a point and do details with. And no, I don't mind if I go over the lines if you're concerned about that. I tried to do a little bit of burnishing earlier with my burnisher pencil. I'm just not convinced I know how to use that properly yet, so I'm just going to hold off before doing a video. To me, it's just like a bit of a shiny blender pencil, and I'm just convinced there must be more to it than that. I think I'm doing something wrong, so let me have a bit more of a play with it. I have read all the information on, well, not all the information online, but you know what I mean. Like I've done a bit of research. And I just can't see in my colouring enough of a benefit from using it to warrant there being that whole extra category of pencil. So I feel like I must be missing something. So let me keep working on that. Every day is a school day. I used the burnisher pencil on those berries, but I just think that looks like a kind of flat pink berry now. I don't see it being enough of a difference from a blender pencil. Who knows? I like playing about with those kind of things though, so I'll definitely take a noodle at it later. Right, now I'm going to do the outside of those wee circles. I think I'm going to do that. I quite like a dark centre of a... I'm going to take these all out the tube. I quite like a dark centre to these flowers as opposed to a yellow, which is what I always tend to go for, like a yellow, or I'll do it brown, or is that a bit too weird? A yellow or an orange, like those like sunflower palettes. So it's quite nice sometimes to mix it up and do something different. And in this case, I'm doing purples. I feel it's a bit like a poppy when it's a dark centre like that. Oh, that's a bit too... I know what I'll do. I'm going to go one layer on this, and then I'll go over it with that plummier purple just to tie them both in. At the moment, that's too disjointed for me. Right, oh sorry, totally off camera. Right, hold on. Now, where was that plum colour that I was using? I think it was this one. I was going to say, a dark centre also looks a bit like an anemone, but that's something that you get in that's something that grows under the sea. So I can't really quite think what I'm trying to... What is it I'm getting confused with? It's not an anemone. Unless you get a flower anemone as well. I don't think so. Right, I am actually going to colour in the border, the background of all these wee bits. I'm going to do a little bit of that now, actually. What will we do? I'm tempted to do it pale blue. Oh, but then the water's going to be blue. So do we really want to do... Let me zoom out. So indecisive. I don't think I want to do this strip here blue, the background, because all this is going to be blue and it might be too blue. Colours are not looking very true to form today, I must say. I'm going to do it pink, I think. Is that really weird? Oh, grey. Which sounds horrible, but I think will look really nice. Let me just sharpen this one. Oh, or maybe this grey. Like a greeny grey. Ocean blue, there you go. That's the colour that I'm going to use. I might actually just try it out at the back to see what like it is on this paper. Oh wow, that's more greeny blue than I thought it was going to be. I actually think maybe the grey. I'm going to do a wee bit. So for bits like this, I tend to press harder around these wee bits where there's an overlap, and then less pressure in a middle section. So like around here where there's leaves and foliage, press hard, and then sort of release the pressure into this more exposed section. The reason I do that is otherwise you kind of have to get the tone equal over every single wee section, whereas if you deliberately vary it and be like, yeah, it's not meant to look the same, then it doesn't matter if it doesn't. I don't know if that makes sense when I say it out loud, but if you make it look like this is all meant to be an equal colour in the background and you get a few bits that are off, it's really noticeable. So it's almost better to own it from the start and deliberately make that decision to vary the pressure and tone, and then if you do it, or when you do it, it all looks equally inconsistent. I don't know if that makes any sense. I think that grey is really nice because it's quite neutral and it'll just set everything back from the vibrant blue water that we'll have surrounding the fish, but not in a clashy way. I'm only going to do a few more bits of this and then we'll move down to the fish. And I do have a few sheets of paper behind this bit that I'm working on. Let me just zoom in so you can see a bit more. Just to capture any ink transfer and to act as like a wee bit of a cushion so that I'm not leaning straight onto the artwork on the page below. I think grey and that sort of really pale peach colour, pinky colour always looks super pretty. I think that colour is actually called Peaches and Cream. Where is it? There's one called Apricot. I might have left it on my other desk. It doesn't bode well if we need it again. Okay, I'm not going to do any more of that bit. Let me zoom out. So there is our wee floral band up at the top. And now let me just take this post-it off. Let's do a bit more of the fish, I think. Well, a bit more, some of the fish. Now, I was going to, if the water around him is going to be blue, I'm probably going to make him, will I make him yellow? I'm sort of falling into the trap of doing a very stereotypical goldfish. Or will I make him, oh, let's do him bright pink. Look at these, it's like a flamingo fish is what I'm going for. So like I've definitely sharpened this one and not this one. Get your comments. Orange, oh, yellow and green, sorry folks. Rainbow fish. Let me do some pink scales and then we can see maybe it morphs into some sort of rainbow fish. So I think I showed you this technique the other day, but with fish scales, what were we doing? Was it maybe feathers? I do a thing where I press quite hard at the base of the scale, feather, whatever that sort of scalloped pattern may be, and then release the pressure as we get towards the sort of arc of the tip, and leave a wee sort of tiny skinny rainbow of white at the very tip to act as like a reflection. So I'm gonna do mainly this shade of pink and then do the odd one with that other shade, as opposed to doing on off on off on off. I kind of like that random approach a bit better. I think it could be tempting when you've got wee bits of colouring pencil like that to brush with your hand. Like that's what I would do if I were writing. The problem with that is tiny wee bits of colouring pencil, lead and colour and pigment can drag over your page and you end up sort of getting horrible wee coloured lines and scratches through your page. So you are better if you can just to give it a puff. I've seen some people have like really fancy little like paintbrushes with like a puffer on the end. And I've got that actually, my little desk vacuum cleaner Dot, the ladybug, that I've never used for colouring, but I assume would be fine for this as well. But just give it a wee puff and get those things out the way, as opposed to dragging them over your picture and making a wee bit of a mess. I'm sure Mia's got a book called The Rainbow Fish, or maybe it's The Disco Fish. Can't quite remember. Oh, Megan says, can you use coloured pens? Megan, you can. I can't. I find that when I use pens, it just bleeds through, particularly in a colouring book. And there's artwork on every side of my books. I like them to be quite charming and whimsical and storybook-like, so it's not a functional book where there's only an illustration on one side of the page. Some people have no issue at all working with pens. They don't get any bleed. They're really lucky. They must just not press as hard. If you are going to use ink, my top tip would be get a pack like some Triplus, Statler Triplus fine liners, really quite sort of delicately fibre tipped pens. Have a little go at the back of the book in the colour palette test page. Check if your ink is going to bleed. Don't have really prolonged nib to paper contact, because that's going to make your ink sort of bleed and pool, and you're going to have more chance of it all saturating through to the other side. Always put a sheet of paper underneath the page that you're working on. You should be doing that anyway. I do that even with colouring pencils. And then if you do have a leak, it's only going to go as far as that bit of paper. That's it really. If you're wanting to use ink and a bit nervous, my top tip would be try a gel pen, and to use it to do accents as opposed to colouring. So you could use a wee gel pen, and after you've coloured in with your coloured pencils, you could go over it with your gel pen and do things like little polka dots, little highlights and flashes here and there, just wee small details. And then you're still getting the intensity and the sort of embellishment of the pen, but not the potential ink disaster. Right, Megan's saying, can we have a flip through of the Wonder book? Yep. Soon. Can't quite do it yet. Right. Oh, Jess says, can you say happy birthday to my mum, Julie? Happy birthday, Julie. Have a lovely day. Christina says, Artisa, what's the difference between the pencils in the tube and the tin? I think the ones in the tube are the triangular ones. The ones in the tin are the round ones. I was using the ones in the tin on my other desk earlier. I found some of the colour... Well, I found the colours were exactly the same. They are just a different feel in your hand. I think it literally is whichever one you find most comfortable for colouring with. Right, how's that looking? Oh no, that's gonna be too many dark ones in one corner. Let me just switch out to this paler pink. Right, I'm not going to do all these because it's going to get a bit boring. I'm getting a bit bored, so you'll be getting a bit bored. We'll make this the last wee one, and then we'll do a bit of the fin. I'll do this bit down here. Right, oh, I just saw a good, what was that? Hold on. Oh, I can't scroll back. Oh, Irene says, are you planning to create a colouring book for children? Irene, no, I'm not, I'll be honest. I think loads of other people do wonderful colouring books for children. And the thing that makes my books different is that they're super detailed and a bit intricate. And if you strip that out for children, what are you left with? Kind of like a colouring book that everyone else makes. So my feeling is we've all got their things that we're good at, and I love doing sort of more detailed artwork. And then there's other folks that do fantastic kids books. I think I'm just going to leave them to do the kids books, and I'll stick to this kind of book. Having said that, plenty of kids colour these books. They're not intimidated by the level of detail. They just kind of go for it. There's not an age range on my books, so if you've got a little person in your house, there's nothing to say that they won't enjoy colouring the books just as much as you do. They might just take a slightly different approach, and that's not to say that their approach is wrong. But for example, they might not colour all these little bits individually. They might just colour over it and make that one big section of colour. And I think that's fine. You know, I don't think you should be telling them, no, you've got to do every single little tile and shape in a separate colour. You've just to let them stand back and let them go for it, is what I think. Having said that, if that makes you super anxious, don't let them do that in your book, because that was going to ruin your chilled out bliss. Maybe get them their own one. I'm not a good collaborator at times. If I know what I'm getting myself into, then I'm fine. If we're like, yep, we're all going to draw a picture together. If Evie came along just now and went, Mom, can I just do that? But I'm like, no, I'll get your own one. It's just, no. Right, I'm going to use the Derwent blender pen. Actually, I did a wee tester earlier. I just want to check that it did dry out nicely. Yeah. So this I did earlier with the blender pen, and it completely saturated through and left that weird halo mark that you sometimes get on the back of the page, which has now disappeared. So please check, if you're using something like this, that your paper is going to respond okay to it, and that you're not going to be left with any sort of halo marks. And I sort of pull this in the same direction that the fin is flowing in. That's a tongue twister. So I'm not going to go up like this. The fin is flowing this way and, you know, back up that way. So I just try to mirror those movements and pull the colour along in a way that sort of flows nicely and isn't jarring. Oh my goodness, people are, everyone's looking for Arteza pencils. Folks, I think you're better to try and get them, if you can, direct from Arteza. You can get them from Amazon, but the ones that were broken that I got last year were from Amazon, and you know, Arteza were great and replaced them. But I have heard that if you buy direct, you get the benefit of their wonderful customer service. It is a little bit more dangerous because you go on their website and kapow, you see like a million other art supplies that are just like so good. Like I have a box sitting in the studio that I haven't even opened yet that arrived today. I went on there to buy one set of pencils and a box of stuff has arrived. I think I must have got into some sort of colouring pencil blackout and ended up buying loads of other things. But like the range of stuff they have is bananas. I was looking at glitter paint. We did some with the kids. I did some what is it called? Acrylic pours last lockdown in the summertime. And I'd bought Arteza paint for that. Oh my word, so messy. I had to put down this huge dust sheet in the garage, and I was like trying to control the situation, and then I just realised, you know, when you just have to like go with it. But it was so much fun. But yeah, if you can get these products from Amazon, and they would ship perfectly well, but go and have a sneaky peek at the Arteza website as well. But yeah, be prepared to be prepared to be bamboozled by all the beautiful art things. It's quite nice that, look, I've got that wee highlighty thing. Oh, Lisa says, which is better, Statler or Arteza? It depends what you like, Lisa. I would say the Statler are harder and more suited to doing light, delicate layers of colour. Arteza are definitely more buttery, they're wax based, they're more smooshy, so they're like they're a bit like not a polychroma, they're a bit like a Prismacolor, but not as soft. Right. Oh, Victoria says Castle Arts or Arteza. I would maybe say Arteza. I think I would. But Castle Arts are lovely too. There we go. That's our wee fish. Right. Hi, folks. It's like I hold my breath when I'm putting the phone out there. You know that bit in Indiana Jones where he's like trying to get the thing off the thing? You know what I mean? It's like a little statue off that little podium, and he's got the bag of sand and he has to go and like try and switch them over before that massive big booby trap is like, whatever word is, set off and the big stone comes rolling down them. That's what I feel like when I'm putting the phone, balancing it back on the ring light. I'm like, anyway. Enough of that. Oh, Bev says, does that mean that Castle Art are soft? Yeah, I think they are. I tried them last year. I'll dig them out again. I've got them around there. I thought they were quite soft. Not as soft as a Prismacolor. I think they are so smooshy. I think they are really, really buttery, which is great for a Prismacolor. Great for a large area. If you want to do small things, I really struggle with the Prismacolor. Having said that, plenty of people don't. It all depends on how you colour, which is why I'm always wary of like going, these ones are really good for this, because it's just the way that I colour. For example, all those people that can use ink and I can't. Whew, lots of out of stock on Arteza. I know, Julie. I think everyone knows. Oh, Bev, I know you're not shouting, but it just makes me laugh so much. She doesn't care for soft pencils, everyone. Oh, anemone is a flower. Thank you, Sarah. I don't know why I'm reading the comments down here or up here. People are asking when the book is out. The new book is out end of March. It's back to front. End of March in the US, like the 29th maybe, and then 1st of April in the UK. It's not an April Fool. It really is out on April Fool's Day. Everybody will just be laughing at the crazy jokes that everyone's posting online. And I'll be like, hello, I've got a new book. What a silly day to put my book out. I think I'm just going to have to embrace the humour of the day and find something to laugh about as well and make up some like random April Fool's jokes. Okay, thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do some more colouring. Probably not another bit of, I cannot, I'm like that. Focus. Do you know what? I was in the chemist today dropping off a prescription, and they said to me, it's not going to be that day. Do you want to pick it up tomorrow? I went, oh yeah, I'll pick it up tomorrow. And then I went, what day is it again tomorrow? Is that Thursday? And they're like, no, it's Tuesday tomorrow. Today's Monday. I was like, oh yeah. I have like literally no idea like what day it is, what week it is, what year it is. I was just like, okay, right, I'll see you all back here tomorrow when I will know what day it is, and we'll do a little bit more colouring. Okay, take care. Blah, blah, blah. Take care, everyone. Bye.